What's good, y'all? It's Classic MMA. Today we'll be talking about why Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker won't be close at all. So we're gonna be breaking down both the styles of this matchup. So both these fighters breaking down their styles and who's gonna win the fight and why. So let's get on to it. Arman Tsarukyan. Arman is an elite level wrestler who has taken down near all of his UFC opponents easily, except Mateus Gamrot, who has incredible scramble ability and is one of the better wrestlers at 155. He also has really good stand-up, like an amazing stand-up. He has really good kickboxing, and his axe kicks are nasty, which is, remember when he was throwing axe kicks against Charles, and his low kicks are deadly. He also has maybe the scariest ground and pound in the UFC. I mean, just look at that Joe Alvarez fight. Catches him with the elbow, splits him open, and eventually puts him inside control and just rains elbows on him until they stop it. Which Joe Alvarez is really good, so, to have that kind of success against him just shows what Arman does to people. His only weakness is possible cardio issues that we saw a bit at the end of the Gamrot fight, but other than that, he's been pretty good. Alright, now for Dan Hooker. Tall for his division fighter who comes out of CKB, training with the Adesanyas, Kai Kara-France, 6 feet at lightweight. And even though he's tall and should be rangy, he honestly just chooses to go to war and swings with his opponents in the pocket instead of actually, using his 6-foot freaking reach at, lightweight. In recent fights such as the Gamrot and Turner fight, he has become a bit more technical, I won't lie. He's not Mr. just brawling out here. He's become a lot more technical as of late. But he's also just one of the most entertaining fighters in the whole UFC. I mean, this dude's always looking to scrap with whoever they put him in front of him. Dustin Poirier fight, one of the best fights ever. Jalen Turner fight, banger. Mateus Gamrot fight, banger. I mean, this guy's always putting on bangers. And he just also takes a ton of damage in his fights, which we'll be discussing soon. But so, both fighters stylistically pretty different. Arman, the super technical, high-level wrestler, who's aiming to take you down and land it, and then on the feet trying to land his low kicks, land his axe kicks, and his whole goal on the feet is to take you down. Not because his stand-up isn't good, because he's pretty powerful, but just because he can. And then, alright, now for who I think will win this fight. Well, you're about to find out. Man. It has to be Arman Tsarukyan by round 1, but round 2 TKO. I'm going to give you a very in-depth breakdown on why this is. So Hooker takes damage in legit every single one of his fights, no matter the opponent. Legit. If you want proof of this, let's look at the Gamrot fight against a non-dangerous opponent. Gamrot is not a dangerous opponent. That dude is a pure smudge wrestler who lands no damage. And he got dropped by Gamrot with a straight right, which is crazy, bro. You're getting dropped by Gamrot, and arguably you could have said that Hooker lost that fight, even though the judges gave it to him. You could have said that he lost that fight, and I wouldn't disagree with you. You can also look at the Jalen Turner fight, which might be the worst example of him taking damage. He wins by split decision against a guy with a women's MMA record, and suffers a broken arm and a broken orbital, and eats a million head kicks. Dan Hooker's tough, don't get me wrong, but bro, how much damage could he possibly take? Then he also has maybe the biggest war in UFC history in the Dustin Poirier fight, where he takes an insane amount of damage. I mean, go rewatch that fight if you want proof of it. That's one of the best fights ever, but it's because of how much damage Hooker took. Poirier honestly didn't take that much damage, because Hooker, I mean, he hits hard, but not necessarily that hard. So, I don't know. And then, so for all the damage, he also has 3 TKO losses. He got put out by Arnold Allen at featherweight, which I know was a weird weight cut and everything, but still, I mean, you're getting put out cold or not put out cold, but getting finished on the feet by Arnold Allen, who I think that's one of his 2 TKO wins in the UFC out of 15 fights or whatever. So, not great, Dan. Michael Chandler knocked you out. Wow. Michael Chandler knocked you out. I mean, come on, dude. Michael Chandler knocked you out. What are we doing here? Michael Chandler, the guy who spends his whole life. You gave Michael Chandler a win in the UFC. You let Michael Chandler get one of his 2 wins. You get to be on the same list as Tony Ferguson. You got chinned by Michael Chandler violently. And the Edson Barbosa one, which I can excuse because Barbosa was a beast, but I mean, that just kind of started the, getting chinned. Also, Arman has some of the most dangerous elbows on the ground you will ever see in MMA, which I think will cut Hooker bad. Because when Arman lands an elbow on you, whether he lands one or five of them in a round, it's gonna hurt you. I mean, that's the reason that he won the Charles Oliveira fight based on damage. Because yes, Charles had the submission attempts, but Arman was able to land those elbows on Charles in guard and just cut up Charles bad. So, which shockers, he cut up Charles. And he did really well in that fight. While also outboxing Charles too, which we'll get to in a sec. Arman Arman's also he's gonna have the wrestling edge heavily as Hooker has solid anti-grappling, but still manages to get taken down by nearly everyone he fights. I'd have to double check this, but I believe that Jalen Turner took him down. I know Gamrot was able to take him down kind of at will. Like Hooker is getting up because Gamrot isn't dangerous, but buddy, this ain't Gamrot. This is the Arman Tsarukyan. I mean, come on. And then also I think Arman's a better he's gonna have the striking edge, as I think Hooker might do a little better in the boxing, but I think the low kicks, the head kicks, the body kicks, all the the little stuff that Arman can do with on the feet is nasty, and he has good power behind his hands. Yes, his boxing looks kind of goofy, but he makes it work. Like, and then also I think the only thing that people might point to in this fight is the long layoff for Arman, but let's not pretend like Hooker hasn't been out since freaking August of last year with an arm injury. It's not like Arman's been out with an injury. He's just been gone. I don't know. He's been stuck in LA, okay? He's been eating ice cream and whatever. He's been stuck in LA. Like, Hooker's coming off nearly the same amount of time layoff. Like, legit, they've both been out for over a year and a half. Like Hooker has been out since August of last year, where he took an insane amount of. I mean, that's also another thing. Hooker has been taking in a long time between all of his fights as of late, fighting once a year if he's lucky, because of the amount of damage he takes in his fights. Like the only world I see Hooker winning this fight is if Arman gasses. Like he would have to first of all survive the first 3 rounds and not get finished. Which good luck with that when Arman's gonna be landing big ol' elbows on you. And then also, he's also just gonna have to survive on the feet, survive on the ground. I mean, I don't know. And then the only way I could see Hooker getting like a fourth or fifth round TKO, maybe, if somehow Arman gasses out bad, which I don't even think. Like the only fight we've always seen him gas bad like that is the Islam Makhachev fight, which was a short notice fight he took in his debut, like 6 years ago. Like the dude was a tadpole. I think he was like 22 years old at the time. He was literally a tadpole. Or also he gassed out in the Gamrot fight because he wasn't able to land his takedowns on Gamrot. But that's the only reason. And then he had to strike a lot, and that used his energy. But he's gonna be able to land takedowns on Hooker, so he won't gas. If he'll be able to hold down Hooker and probably finish him, and let's say he doesn't finish him, he probably can still give him that Hamza versus DDP treatment, just smudge him for 5 rounds. I don't think that's happened. I think Harmon's going out there and getting the TKO win over Hooker, but you never know. He could also just smudge him for 5 rounds, and I wouldn't be too surprised either. So, keeping all of this in mind, I think you have to have Arman Tsarukyan winning this fight. Like, I just don't see any really world where Hooker comes out with this fight. I think Arman's just he's better everywhere. He's better on the feet. He's in levels above him in the grappling. Like, he could legit sub him. Like, Hooker's good. But I think he's low-key starting to fall off a bit, too. Like, this isn't the best Dan Hooker. The best Dan Hooker is the one that fought Dustin Poirier in 2020. Yes, he's having a nice comeback, but that's because he's getting cherry-picked matchups against guys that aren't that dangerous. I mean, Jalen Turner, who just, decides whether or not he wants to actually try to win. Mateus Gamrot, who is legit a hugger and a half who does no damage. Like, anybody that Hooker wins against these days is someone that can't do damage. Claudio Puelles is one of his recent wins. Claudio Puelles is one of your wins, buddy. Like, come on, dude. Because Claudio Puelles is legit the hugger BJJ guy who has nothing to his name. Legit just lost to freaking what's his name? Joaquim Silva. Hey, bro, but Joaquim Silva rocked Arman for like 0.2 seconds before he got taken down and finished by ground and pound. Shut up. Like, bruh. I'm sorry, but Arman by round round 2 doctor stoppage, I think, is going to be the one. I think he's going to land some big ol' elbows on Hooker's face, and with all the damage that he's worn over his career, I think he's not going to be able to take those elbows from Arman Tsarukyan. I think he will get finished. So anyways, I know a bit of a shorter video. Just wanted to do a breakdown for the fight coming up this week. Thought it'd be interesting. Obviously, I would make a longer breakdown, but there's just not much I need to talk about here. I mean, Hooker takes a lot. Basically, the summary is Hooker takes a lot of damage. Arman deals a lot of damage. Arman wins, in simple terms. So anyways, if y'all liked the video, then I don't know, maybe like and subscribe so I continues, and peace out, y'all.